Hey guys, CHP Technologies here, and you're wondering about whether you're going to update to iOS 7 or not. Well, here's a few things you should do before you do so. So I'm just going to read you guys a few articles I found off of Twitter. First one comes from howto.cnet.com, and it says 5 things you should do before installing iOS 7. Credit Jason Cipriani, sorry if I pronounced your name awfully. On Wednesday, Apple released the highly anticipated update to iOS devices, iOS 7. The new version is a complete departure from the previous from prior versions of iOS. The update is set to bring an entire new look and feel to iOS devices, which in turn will likely lead to late-night calls from parents asking why their phone or iPad looks so different. That is, if they can find the new redesigned phone icon. In addition to a new look, there is a long list of features such as a new control center, photo filters, and AirDrop. Note, AirDrop is one of my favorite features. With the looming update in mind, it's important that you prepare yourself and your device to make the transition as smooth as possible. Number 1. Check device compatibility. First, make sure that your device is capable of running iOS 7. Apple's posted a list of devices that will be able to run the latest OS. And those devices are iPhone 4, iPhone 4S, 5, 5C, and 5S. And then the iPod Touch 5th generation 16GB, which means, you know, that rear camera-less iPod Touch that Apple released a couple months back, and the iPod Touch 5th generation, the 32 and 64, which is the ones, you know, with the camera. And then the iPads that are supported are iPad 2, iPad with Retina display, which is basically the 3rd and 4th, and the iPad mini. And luckily, iPhone 5, iPad mini, I have iOS 7 on both my devices already. I have the GM build, the Gold Masters edition. Delete unused apps. So, I mean, I'm just gonna kind of paraphrase. Delete unused apps. Basically, just delete the apps that you haven't opened in like 3 weeks. Because if you haven't opened it in like 3 weeks, chances are you're not going to use it ever again. I gotta go through and delete some of my stuff on my phone. Go through photos and such. And just delete your apps that you don't use. I mean, for me, the only apps I keep on my phone that I don't use are ones that I actually paid for because, well, I mean, you paid for it. Why are you going to get rid of it? So, next is update installed apps. So, most apps have already been pushing their iOS 7 updates. I have actually gotten a few, like Vine has gotten their iOS 7 update, which not much changed. I mean, the icon just got a little flatter to match the iOS 7 ecosystem and such, but that's about it. eBay, their icon has been the same for the last, I want to say, at least a couple months, but their UI is now more flat, like it's got more the iOS 7 font, just the thinner typography and such. It's neater. Flipboard also updated, and it allows the parallax feature that you find in iOS 7 to be used in the app. But I made a video on that, and it didn't seem to work. I mean, on camera or off, it didn't seem to work. So maybe that'll be fixed when iOS 7 is officially out. Back up that thing. That is literally what this says. Back that thing up. Okay, so I read that wrong the first time. Back that thing up. Just back up your devices. I mean, if you're like me, you have more than one iOS device, and you're broke, you're obviously not going to be able to afford the extra iCloud storage, or say, no, that's exactly it. You're not going to be able to afford that extra iCloud storage, so you're going to be doing what the last step was, or the step before that, which is deleting unused apps and clearing out space, so then there's less stuff for your device to back up to the iCloud. I mean, this is, like, before, I couldn't even get one device to back up to iCloud. Like, I would be, like, a couple gigabytes over storage. I'd be like, how? But, yeah, I backed that thing up. I mean, I was finally able to get both of my devices to fit in the 5 gigabytes of iCloud, and I'm left with like 500 megabytes flat. So, I mean, I'm happy that I finally got those both backed up. Update your iTunes. Now, this is very important, because whenever Apple releases a major iOS or major new version, meaning like iOS 5, iOS 6, iOS 7, they are making bigger updates. And by this, I mean, you know, things are changing around. Maybe they might put an iOS theme on it, and they'll slap on an iOS 7 theme on it and make it look neater and sleeker and all that stuff. But update it, because if you're like me and you use the GM build, you updated these while you were still on beta 6, and when you tried to restore, it wouldn't work. You could not restore it because of the fact that it was updated on a beta. And this is technically the official version. Well, the official version is going to be out sometime tomorrow. Either midnight tonight, which is in like an hour, or in an hour, or at like 8 a.m., or around midday tomorrow. But just update your iTunes and everything should go smoothly. So that's the 5 things you should do from CNET. Now this is from a website called Mashable, and it says what to do before downloading iOS. Let's see, back it up. Oh, well, that's not, okay, that was a waste of time. And this one's from Techno Buffalo. Shout out to them, because, well, Techno Buffalo is a really great website. I don't like ads, go away. Techno Buffalo, they're a great YouTube channel. They are amazing with putting out this kind of stuff, and I love them to death because they are just great. So basically this one doesn't really, it just tells you about iOS 7. Like this one, it says when iOS 7 does get pushed out tomorrow, assuming you've backed up to your device, there'll be plenty of compatibility to contend with it. New features such as filters in the camera available for the iPhone 5 and later, which is basically iPhone 5, 5C, and 5S. So only 3 devices will have the filters. And it tells you the same stuff like which devices are compatible and such, so on and so forth. But yeah, guys, I wanted to make this video for you because honestly, you need to know this stuff if you want your backup to go smoothly. By the way, in case you were wondering, I am using my keyboard case because I can. I'll link in the description that video too if you're interested in it. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to click that subscribe button down there. Click the like button. It really does help my channel and get out there. It's fun. It's actually really starting to pick up, and I'm really happy about that. So thank you all for the support, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.